so we don't have to go to other jurisdictions, or we don't have to bring people here. We can have training here. We have a roster of trainers in Ontario, largely because of Rick. And we now have another thing that I am aware of has Rick's fingerprints on it is we now have an entity in Ontario, 5 conflict resolution organizations called the DR5. I think we came up with that name because the G8 was in town at the time. But it's the DR5 for the Dispute Resolution 5, and it's doing advocacy and providing information, training, education events, and that organization was a vision that Rick had. So this award is presented to Richard W. Shields in recognition of your extraordinary contributions to the furtherance of the goals of the Federation and the promotion of collaborative practice in the province of Ontario. And when I heard a couple of weeks ago at our board meeting that Rick was the nominee, I thought, well, of course it's Rick, that's perfect. So congratulations.
Thank you so much, John. That's very kind. Upon being notified that I was to receive this award, I was struck both with gratitude and humility. First of all, gratitude because when you embark upon this type of work, you do it because the work is of interest to you and it's important. You don't do it for the purpose of recognition. But when someone so kindly recognizes you for what you have done, it is most grateful to receive. So I do appreciate that very much. I'm also humbled by it for a number of reasons. First and foremost, because of the stature of the 3 recipients of this award before me. Jim McDonald, after whom it is named, Margaret Opatowski, and Judith Huttard, each of whom I served with on boards of directors in the past number of years. And I'm grateful to be included among that group. So Mark, Judith, I'm there with you now. I really appreciate that. I'd like to say a few words just briefly on the concept of team, which is really the theme of this conference as we go forward. And I recall back at the beginning for us in 2000 when Gord Morton was taking a photograph of you and I attended a conference workshop in London. And Chip Rose was a trainer, and it was the first training done in Ontario of collaborative practitioners. Gord and I returned to Hamilton, contacted some of our colleagues, and as a team, we formed the first Hamilton Halton Collaborative Practice Group. Not the work of an individual or 2 individuals, but of a team of practitioners. At that time, they asked me, could you arrange for a training? Because they knew that I worked with Judy Ryan. I contacted Judy, and she said, yes, she would love to do that. And I said, Judy, I think we should ask Victoria Smith if she'd like to work with us on this, because I know she took that training as well. And the 3 of us formed a team and provided the first training by Ontario practitioners for Ontario practitioners. And subsequent to that, we co-authored a book, which is still out there somewhere, still in use. We were challenged about writing something together, but as a team we came together, and the book still has a collective voice to it, which I'm very proud of. Around that time, Margaret Opatowski was assembling a group of members of various practice groups across Ontario, and as a team, that group formed this body 10 years ago as a result of the leadership of Mark, but also as a result of the teamwork of the participants. And over the years that have followed, various boards of directors and presidents with whom I've had the honor to serve have, through teamwork, developed a website, a training program, and as witness to all of you right now, conferences. I mean, we created something that didn't exist in this province before, a biennial conference of collaborative practitioners. And every one of these conferences have been a success, not because of the work of an individual, but by virtue of a work of a team. And this year, the team from Barrie has done a marvelous job in arranging this conference. And most importantly, each and every case that we do involves the work of a team. I do a great many cases. My colleague Leslie Mathewson is here tonight, and we do work as a team together. I can see that as we go from one case to the other. We talk about it, how we're going to do it. We watch each other's back. We work through our way, oh, there she is. We work our way through the problems that we encounter in the course of it, and neither of us is responsible for the outcome. The team, the two of us, the two parties, and the other professionals involved in the case. And that is the teamwork of collaborative practice, which is unique to collaborative practice. And I would be remiss if I fail to mention one other important team, something we all share in common. This occurred to me as I was reading a summary of the memorial service for the late Peter Lougheed that occurred just a week ago. And in the Globe Mail, there's a reference to something his son Stephen Lougheed said at the time. They have 4 children, just like my wife and myself, and they're all assembled there together to talk about their father. And Stephen said these words: "My dad was always a team player, and the team he was most proud of was his home team, his family, starting with Mom." What a great tribute. We all owe to others why we are where we are, and we start with those home teams. So to all of your home teams, job well done. Thank you so much. Have a good evening.
So speaking of teams, we would really like to recognize the program committee. The program